frustration before figuring it out. I should have gone to interwebs and sources first before frustrating myself to death. But I didn't want to because I wanted to do it on my own. And it's been a lesson to me. Next time I'm just going to Google it. I am just going to Google it. So, in terms of spinning, I do have acquisitions, which is not a good thing, but they're beautiful. And when you see them, you'll be like, I know why you got them. So you all know that there are specifically 3 spindle makers that I love. Liz Daly of Greensleeve Spindles, Enid of Enid Ashcroft Spindles, and Galena of Carrie Cherry Spindles. So I got, since the last time I talked to you, I purchased and received several of Galena's spindles. Shipping between Russia and the U.S. has gotten a heck of a lot better. And it was never poor to begin with, but at the height of COVID, it did take one package up to 6 months to get to me. It has now been, I think the quickest one got to me within a week, which is fantastic. And it has nothing to do with Galena or Carrie Cherry, so that's just the shipping between the countries. And it has gotten so much better. So really, the shipping around the world it's a notable difference from the past almost year and a half, almost 2 years now. So I love Galena because she puts little things in there that just remind you that she's thinking of you as an individual. She sees each of her customers as an individual, and I love that about her. She sends little things that just make you smile when you open the package, and then she wraps each item in paper and ties it up with a little bit of yarn with a nice little bow, and just she makes you feel special. So I received 2 spindles out of Bird Cherry from her. This one is one of her small spindles, and I don't recall how much they weigh, but this spindle is lighter than this spindle. Like I don't know what it is about the Bird Cherry that is sourced by Carrie Cherry, but it is beautiful and unique. This is probably my favorite. I would have to say this is my favorite type of cherry. I love any cherry anyway. I like it burled, spalted. It can be bird's eye. Any type of wood that is cherry, I like it. Something about it that it just speaks to my soul. I think it's because my grandparents had handmade cherry cabinets growing up. Probably that. But look at the markings on this. They are so unique. And each of her spindles is unique. No 2 are the exact same because they're made out of real wood. But this is the size small. And then I got a tiny Turk, which I'm spinning some of my Eichenspinnen on from Gelly of Eichenspinnen on Etsy. Her bat of Merino Vola and Zaida, Merino and Silk. And so this is the other one, and I already put stuff on. I couldn't help it. Look at it. Look at it. I couldn't help putting stuff on it. Look how pretty it is. This is my, so I have another tiny Turk in Bird Cherry that is beautiful and lightweight as well. And then this one, I think anytime she puts up Bird Cherry spindles, I'm going to be in danger of wanting to break any sort of restraint on my budget and just purchase them because they're wonderful. So, and I wanted to show you, Galena her spindles come in a very special way. So there are two different types of tips that you can get. There is the tip with the hook, and then there is the regular pointed tip. And you can pick whichever one you want. Not every spindle comes with two shafts. Some do. Some only come with one. You just have to read the description before you purchase it. But she offers spare shafts. So should you ever break one, and I have not, however, I have ordered replacements just in case, because I'm me, in each type of wood that a spindle is made from, she sells the option of different size shafts with either a hook or without hook as replacements that you can buy, and I think they're about $3 US, and it's so practical and nice. It gives a lot of peace of mind. I really enjoy that she does that. She finishes the spindles, but there's someone that she works with that is a spindle maker that creates the spindles for her, and they have a wonderful team. She's really sourced some beautiful things, because not only does she make beautiful spindles like this, she also makes beautiful spindles like this, which you also might have seen on my Instagram page. But this is one that I saw and purchased immediately, because these are hand painted by an artist friend of hers, and this one is poppy flowers and wheat with flowers. And this is a size small spindle. It's in birch, and it's beautifully created. I should have shown it to you before I spun on it so you could truly appreciate the beauty, but I didn't. And she will include little things like, this is roving that she made on her drum carter out of different types of local wool that she's found. She's very into looking for and sourcing local breeds and local farmers, and you can watch her on her Instagram as she's gone through different trials and tribulations of ordering fleeces and finding some that have just absolutely gorgeous locks and quality and structure to them. And then in her last one, I was able to catch a live video of hers, and there were actually a fleece she was shipped had leather beetles in it. And thankfully she did the right thing, because I didn't see the part about the bugs. I came in too late for that, so I thought the fleece was a little bit short, but it could be something that was woolen spun. But thankfully somebody else had seen the bugs and knew that they were leather beetles and that they eat protein fiber, and she very quickly took the fleeces outside and was able to dispose of them or send them back, I can't remember which one, and receive a refund, which I'm very thankful she was able to do. But she works so hard and sends these beautiful little bits of bat. It's a very generous amount in her packages, and different things. Like, I have some roving here that she also dyed. That's squishy, fluffy, very nice, which is on another spindle that I got from her, which you would also have seen on my Instagram, which is out of rosewood, and it's beautiful, and I'm certain that the color is not showing up correctly, but oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Like, look at the lines, just look at it, it's gorgeous. And so, to give you an idea, this spindle and this spindle weigh the same amount. Density of wood matters, people. This spindle is lighter than this spindle, but I can spend the same on either one, or I could use it as per what means suit my purpose for the final product. Quality makers, quality people, and people you want to invest in as people are important when you're looking for tools and using things, because it makes a huge difference. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty. So, last but not least, I want to show you one thing that has been kind of taking over my Instagram feed because there's a deadline to it, and so it needs to get finished, and I'm enjoying working on it, but I do need to finish it. And that is, I have been working on a test knit by Joanna, and I'll put her Instagram handle below, but she had an open call for test knitters, which I responded to because I really wanted to do another test knit. And it's I believe it's pronounced Koyame. I'm not sure, I forgot to look it up. But it's a pullover design that she came up with, and her designs have a gorgeous simplicity to them. Very clean lines with details that pull everything together, and I love her work. I've been following her for a while now, and I was just so stoked that I was able to be a part of her test knit, that she accepted me as a test knitter. So I am housing in my Walmart purchased very handy canvas tote that only cost me like $5, and it's cleanable, and it's a neutral that blends in my room. Anyway, it's currently being housed in that, and I am knitting it out of Istex Plotulopi. And they call it white. It's not white. The basket is white. This is not white, okay? This is not white because paper. Paper is white. That's not white. That's natural. It's like a cream. It's not their cream, but it's like a cream. So, Plotulopi, which I'm sure most of you who are in the knitting community have heard of and know about, is an unspun Icelandic wool that is very airy and light. And it comes in plates like this. And you cannot wash it the way that you would want to wash it, which is fine because I wash my sweaters by hand anyway. But it comes out like this. It's very light, it's very airy, it's thin, it's delicate, it's fragile, and it just pulls apart. But you can also stick it back together pretty easily. It has a very high halo. The thing about Icelandic is it has two parts to its fleece. It's got the, what is it, tog and thel? I think those are the words. I think the thel is the soft under part, and the tog is the more hairy fiber. The fiber that's more like hair, that guards the sheep from the different elements. And they take both and they blend it and create this beautiful, hard-wearing yarn, essentially. It's supposed to be yarn. It's not yarn, it's roving, but we're not going to get into that right now. So I have been working on this. The original sample by Joanna is knit out of Caroline's yarn. Honer Bocher, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, but it's called Nutiden, which is an unspun wool, also much like the Istex Plotulopi, but is out of Swedish breeds. So whereas Plotulopi is out of entirely Icelandic sheep breed, like the specific breed, the Icelandic breed, Nutiden is Swedish sheep from local farms that have all been put together. So it's not the quality, but the feel of it changes from batch to batch, and the color changes from batch to batch because of the variety of sheep, local Swedish sheep that they use. And it's a beautiful process. I would encourage you. Caroline has a Patreon account for her business that I had the privilege of getting to see a couple of her podcast episodes when she first started, and they are beautifully filmed, and she is a wonderfully soft-spoken yet firm character to watch that describes things very gracefully and very well, and is just a very natural human being, someone you would want to talk with all day long, I think, and just be calmed by. I think she's a very calming person to be around. But if you can, I would advise you to become a member of Patreon under her, because that seems to be the only way to really get your hands on her wool. Members have first dibs, if you will, and on the wool collections as they come out, which is different colors. They come out with different color sets every year, and when they're sold out, they're sold out. When they're gone, they are gone. Istex, the Plötulopi, is always there. It's always accessible. The dialots differ, but they are a bigger business, bigger company, and they're the one I had more access to, and I wanted to try both either way. So I opted for the Plötulopi with Barocco's Ariel, which is a mixture of mohair and silk, and it's just a very light single. It's softer than the Plötulopi is, so the overall sweater is a little softer than it would have been if it were just the Plötulopi. And this is how far I've gotten on this sweater. And I think for only having been working on it for, I think, a little over a week, I've done pretty well. The design structure and style was very different for me. You start on with casting on the neck with a tubular bind off, or tubular cast on, which I've done before, so that was not difficult for me. But then you go into this method of side saddle shoulder construction that I was not aware of before. Like, I knew you could do it, I just didn't know how it was done. Now I know how it's done. That was a learning experience. But Joanna has created a brilliant design wherein you have these beautiful cables that run down from the neck all the way down the shoulder and down the arm. And the cable is very well designed and centered, and I was able to memorize it after 2 repeats. So I don't have to look at the chart anymore, which has been very nice. It was nice to just kind of work my way through the 3 repeats for the increases and not have to pick up my instructions every single time. And then the way that she constructs this is brilliant. You just have to buy the pattern to see how the construction goes when it comes out. It's still currently in the test phase, but she uses short rows and other types of increases and decreases to bring you to where you split for the arms, and then the body is just worked straight down, which is where I'm currently at, and it has a beautiful little cable detail down the side that keeps you interested and intrigued from start to finish, so that it's just enough to keep you going, so that you're not just slogging through the straight knitting. I would say that this pattern would suit everyone. Literally everyone that I've met. They could use different types of yarn to express themselves, and this construction would be flattering to every body style. If it's flattering on me, it's going to be flattering on other people, because I am weird, and so if it looks nice on me, it will look nice on others. And it's very easily customizable. You could add or detract stitches to change fit very easily. There are so many options to adjust it to your body size, and the length, of course, is optional. She created this pattern with 3/4 sleeves. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do the 3/4 sleeves or the full sleeve. Because of where I live, I might want the option of having the full sleeve. But I have just been enthralled and enchanted with this knit thus far. I would say, as a word of caution, don't make mistakes if you're going to knit with Plotulopi or Nutiden, because they are god-awful trying to rip back in them. They, as you can see, pull apart very easily. The Barocco Ariel has helped, and I've made 2 little fudgy mistakes that I was able to rip back and get to before I'd completed a full round. And so because of the Barocco Ariel and the strength of the mohair and silk, I was able to pull everything gently out. But Plotulopi and Nutiden, because of the length of staple of the actual fleece itself, is very difficult to pull back, because the strands, the halo, that's the right way to put it, the halo that surrounds this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the halo that surrounds this is huge. It's literally, it would be like trying to mess with your hair that's super long and then try to rip it out after everything's gone. Because, I mean, so look at, can you see this halo right here? Can you see that? I wonder. It's just, there's halo. Because, hello, everybody, hello. Old Colgate Comedy Hour commercial with Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Love them. Anyway, be careful, don't make mistakes. Long and short of it. Her pattern instructions are very clear, very well written, and you have to pay attention, because the mistake that I made was because I read too quickly, and the instructions were perfectly logical and right in front of my face, and I misread it. That's it. I'm a reader, but I misread it. That was totally on me. I was not the only person who did it either. We both missed the same option for, there's a space where you have to remove a marker, and then there's a place where you have to slip the marker, and then there's a place where you have to add a marker, and I missed it. I did. And so I didn't miss any going forward from there, because it was terrifying ripping back. But I'm very excited about this. I'm hoping to be done with the body hopefully by the end of today. And we'll be on to the sleeves. And unlike other people, sleeves are not Sleeve Island to me. I love sleeves because they go so quickly, because they just go round and round and round and round and round. And I like it. So check out Joanna's page on Instagram, because she has designs for everybody. They're simple with details that make them beautiful. Like I said, they're suited to every body style. They're easily customizable, and she's a very thoughtful designer in how she's put things together, and it's fun to try different types of construction. So check her out. I know I said last but not least, Plotulopi. Everywhere. Plotulopi does shed when you're knitting with it, because it is unspun, so the little fibers fly everywhere. Don't knit in a dark shirt. Just don't do it unless you're wearing a dark color and your Plotulopi is dark. Otherwise, you look like the cat sat on you, which is, for those of us with cats, it's a normal thing. But I didn't think that far. Didn't think about it. So, last 2 bits of information. I wanted to shout out to Sigrid Kopp, who is Valde Zilla on Instagram. I have this bag that I have been working out of with a different projects that I can't show you. And I just want to give a shout out to makers that put an effort into some major sourcing of their materials. These bags were put together with all natural materials from Africa. Sigrid is a midwife as well as a humanitarian aid worker, and her shop, Wild Soul, is what that translates into, but her shop is dedicated to local yarns and organic yarns and different things like that. and they're all hand-dyed, organically hand-dyed, and with wild plants and different things like that. She's very thoughtful about how she sources things, and we don't talk about that a lot, I think. And it's not something that you only buy from people who do organic, or only buy from people who do specialty things. There's a place for everyone, and every type of material in the crafting world that is not hurting or harming someone or the environment, and we need to be aware of that. But there are special people who go way above and beyond to provide things that are beautiful and safe and that help others on a completely different level. And so I have this bag from her. It's unique. It's one of a kind. These are hand-painted fabrics that are very rare and very special. No two are alike. And put together in this bag. This is natural linen, I believe. And the inside is a printed cotton, and just very thoughtful. So check her out. Just wanted to show off this bag because I love it so very much. So now that I've gotten off my soapbox for today, Emily from Wolfiend had an update yesterday that because I could not get to sleep, I got to get a hold of 2 pretty things from her that I'm very excited to receive, and I can't wait to show you those next time. I don't know if I'll wait or if I'll just dig into them, but they're very pretty. Her merino soy blend, it's the same one, this beautiful peony colorway. This is the merino soy blend. There you go. Wolfiend merino soy. I got 2 also not in this colorway, in a different colorway. I think it was Antique Shop. Just love Antique Shop and Peony. When they arrive, I'm going to show you. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. And I will continue to update on sweater progress on Instagram, and hopefully you guys get to see it. And there are a couple of you I'm expecting calls from later this week, so don't forget to call me. Miss your voices. And to those of you who are here to have an extra knitting, spinning, tatting, weaving, crocheting, embroidery, quilting, sewing, everything crafting buddy, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.